Wednesday's not looking all that bad either. So, Sophie, I think it's a pretty good forecast.
It's working for me. Thanks, Erin. A Russian classic kicks off Vancouver Opera's new season. We'll have more on that next when the Saturday morning news continues.
Closed captioning is brought to you in part by McDonald's Egg McMuffin. Always made with a freshly cracked Canada Grade A egg.
Something smells good.
Yeah, it's mushroom soup from Tim Hortons.
I'll have to get some. Why eating your soup like that?
Proper etiquette?
For eating soup.
Well, when it's made with 3 kinds of mushrooms and it's this good, then yes, it's a little thing called being refined.
Yeah, and that's a little thing called an oil rag.
With shiitake, porcini, and button mushrooms, it's Tim Hortons creamy field mushroom soup, just $2.59.
Always fresh, always Tim Hortons.
We wanted our dishes to have that authentic Thai flavor, so I thought I'd talk to my friend, Chef Jarut. He is one of Thailand's most celebrated chefs. He taught me how to shop for ingredients, what blend of spices to use, and traditional Thai cooking techniques. Come in and enjoy our taste of Thai. No passport required. White Spot. Fresh thinking, fresh cooking.
Who will join Canadian cheese in your dinner, the musical? Will it be potato, pear, or will it be old cheddar and carrot in the feel-good recipe Winter Vegetables au gratin? Find out now. Get our easy recipes at allyouneedischeese.ca.
I can talk to you about arch supports until I'm blue in the face. But what's really powerful is for you to hear it from an actual customer.
My feet kill me at the end of the day. I can hardly walk after I sit down after working. It helped my feet 100%, and it also helped my back. I'd have paid anything to have that gone.
Foot, leg, and back comfort has never been more affordable. Dr. Steve prescribes the 90-day, no-interest payment plan. Try them at work, at home, wherever your newly comfortable feet will take you.
Last chance to win. Don't wait. You could win over 10,000 prizes worth $3.2 million.
Play to win and help the kids. Call 1-877-WOW. You win.
Next weekend marks the start of a new season for the Vancouver Opera. For more on what we can expect this year, we're joined by James W. Wright, the Vancouver Opera's General Director. Is that
what
the right
a title,
for
isn't
you?
it? Yes, it
that
sounds like
is
I'm in the
quite
Army.
a title. Well, you're corralling all of these people and making sure it all hits the stage because the show must always go on.
Always goes on. Curtain goes up at 7:30, no matter what.
James, thank you so much for coming in
My
today.
pleasure. Thank you.
You've got a big season in store, starting with what sounds like a beautiful, big production.
We have a wonderful classic Russian opera that we haven't done for over 20 years, Eugene Onegin, and it's music by Tchaikovsky, Nutcracker Suite, beautiful symphonies that we know Tchaikovsky for, gorgeous music, and a really beautiful love story.
So
of course.
Well, why hasn't it been done for 20 years?
Well, it's not one of the top 5 popular operas, say, so you have to sort of measure when you do the less non-blockbusters, and it's also kind of hard to do.
The less mainstream ones. So this is footage from a rehearsal.
Yes, that's Roz Jones, who's from Aldergrove, by the way, and Brett Palagato, one of Canada's best baritones, in the rehearsal hall, rehearsing one of the scenes.
What is
in street clothes, that's not costumes.
Not full makeup, and this is not the stage that you'll see it on. It'll be a big production. And it is in Russian, but there are subtitles.
Absolutely.
So what is the story behind Eugene Onegin?
Very simply put, she's a wonderful, simple, pure country girl who falls in love with a sophisticated city man from St. Petersburg.
Who is Eugene?
Who is Eugene. He rejects her and embarrasses her, causes trouble in the countryside, and then later, years later, realizes that would have been the love of his life, and he tries to get her back. Too late.
Oh, Eugene.
Poor Eugene.
Hindsight, hindsight, hindsight. So the interesting thing that I had read about Eugene Onegin and Tchaikovsky writing this is his life in some odd way actually mirrored this story.
He had a very difficult life, finding a lover, finding acceptance in the community, in the Russian community in Moscow. And you hear the plaintiveness of his life in the music. It's just achingly gorgeous melodies that just reflect that melancholy of Russia and the tormented soul that he had.
Oh, wonderful. So it's quite a production, and it opens later this month. It's how you're kicking off your season. But of course, the season is longer than that, so you have some well-known
We followed
titles coming as well.
Onegin with Carmen, and everybody knows Carmen one way or another, right? They know the Toreador song, or they know Carmen's seductive songs. It's a beautiful, big, splashy production with lots of choristers and lots of orchestra and lots of Spanish environment, and it's just a wonderful show.
You know what I was saying to James just before we came on the air during the commercial break is I will confess to our viewers on the air, James, I am brand new to opera. I'm not even brand new yet because I haven't been to one yet, but I will change that this season. So you were saying that Carmen might be a good one for...
I think Carmen's a great opera first time for anybody because it's tunes that we all recognize. It's something else you go, oh, that's right, I didn't know that was from Carmen.
Oh, okay.
It's got lots of action. She's a real temptress, you know, and a real sultry woman, and it's got all sorts of action and outside the bull ring. It's just a great opera.
Okay, and two more? Is it two more?
Rigoletto, which is a very well-known opera by Verdi, but we're doing a kind of a twist on it. Glynis Leishon's production that is sort of set in a macabre sort of circus environment, showing the debauchery of the Duke's court. Very colorful. We haven't messed around with the music or the story, but really colorful, unusual. She's in prison in places.
Just give it your own stamp a little bit.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, and one more.
Salome. Twisted family relationships, the biblical story of Salome as seen by Oscar Wilde and put to music by Strauss. Judy Forrest, who lives right next door in Port Moody, is one of the stars. And a wonderful Russian soprano in a contemporary production. It's just gorgeous, twisty music.
So you're giving it a more modern twist, it looks like.
A different look. It's still set sort of in ancient times, but sort of through a contemporary look.
And just quickly, James, before we let you go, lots of Canadians. You mentioned Judith Forrest.
Almost probably 80% Canadian singers. There's something in the water in Canada. It has a proportion of famous and respected singers like no other country, and we use as many of them as we can.
You can see them right here in your own backyard. Thank you so much for coming in,
My
James.
pleasure. Thank you.
For tickets and more information about the performances, you can log on to the opera's website, VancouverOpera.ca. Have a great season.
Thank you. We'll see you at Carmen.
I'll be there. Coming up later this month with Eugene Onegin. 8:49, Aaron Henn. Do you want to go to the opera with me?
Hey, I'd love to. Let's go.
It's a date.
Okay, good. I'll try not to sing too loud in your ear.
They might escort us out if you do that. Wow, listen to you.
No, oh no, no. No, we won't ruin anybody's morning.
Looking good out there. Is that Victoria?
Yes, we're in Victoria this morning, and it is looking pretty nice. It's brightening up, it is, and just cloudy skies at this point. The showers have sort of tapered off. You might see a few more before the day is out, but I do have fingers crossed for a little poke of sunshine as well. And over in Victoria, it looks like maybe you might see it. Those clouds might thin out just a little bit. It is very unsettled. We do have a series of systems that have been making their way across the province. We should see a little break in there for tomorrow on the south coast. You can see on here that the Okanagan is covered in cloud right now, very unsettled through the Caribou. Temperatures are going to drop. You are going to get some snow overnight and this afternoon overnight, and then probably through tomorrow, some of the areas in the Caribou anyways. And then up north, it's clearing out a little bit and you should see the sun. Let's have a look across Canada as we head into Alberta.